Hey, this is me, day 32. A big noob, iron armor, stone axe. Not doing anything really great with it. Chopping down trees one at a time. You know, roaming around. I probably don't even have a bed on me. Sun's about to go down. Typical noob. Fast forward about 1200 days. I'm still doing the same thing. Typical amateur, farming wood with an axe. The only difference is I have better armor and a diamond axe. I think it's about time I do something about this. I think I'm going to build a tree farm. Or better yet, how about an industrial tree factory? A while back I bombed this mushroom island down to sea level, so I think it's going to be the perfect place to build my factory. I already have a couple farms here. 2 of them aren't working, so I'll tear those down, but it's going to be the perfect place. Let's check out the plan. First off, we're going to need a cobblestone farm, which I've already built. I'm going to need to clear out the broken farms. I'll need a bonemeal farm so I can feed all of the farms with plenty of bonemeal. I'm going to build a universal tree farm that'll give me oak, birch, junglewood, spruce, and acacia. I'll then build a nether tree farm to give me the 2 nether tree types. And finally, I'll build a dark oak farm for dark oak. And then after everything's done, we'll have a final central storage for everything. So I guess for right now, let's get started on demolishing the old tree farm and clearing out some area. Let's go. All right, the area is clear. Now let's gather up the materials so we can build the bonemeal farm. All right, we've got all the materials. I've got the schematic placed behind me. Let's get to building this thing. Let's go. All right, that's the Bonemeal farm all done and dusted. I've gone ahead and built some shulker loaders over my shoulder there. I've got all the bone meal being piped up there and packed in shulker boxes. So now I got to get some material to build the tree farm, so let's go. This is the last of the obsidian that I'm going to need. I already had quite a bit, so now we can head back and get everything organized so we can start building the first farm. I got a schematic placed here for the universal tree farm, which is designed by ShaydeeJay. I will post a link to it in the description. I'm just going to set up some scaffolding here because I've got to go up quite a ways and take care of everything. And I am about sick and tired of seeing these wandering traders. Since I've been out here, I've probably seen and dealt with probably 10, 20 of them. So let's get rid of this guy too. And his little spinning friends. I'm sick of these guys. Yeah, at least they'll give me some leads. And see ya, pal. All right, the universal tree farm is built. I got to fix a couple things because observers moved the pistons while I was constructing it, but pretty minor overall. So I'll get this chain put back in place and then we can test the farm and see if it works. This farm's pretty cool because it returns all of the saplings to this dropper here. And as I'm feeding more and more saplings into the farm, it just spits them out as it goes along. So go ahead and remove a couple things here. And I think we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and hit the power button. We've got some birch saplings here and fingers crossed. All right, it works. Perfect. So I'll just keep feeding this some birch saplings and then we'll just kind of go through some of the other ones. It's really kind of cool because this thing will do all of the normal trees, even acacia and oak. There are 2 levers on the outside of the farm. You flip down one for oak so you don't get the big crazy oak trees. And then you flip down the other one for acacia and it'll kind of compact it all together. So I've got some acacia running here now. And overall, I think we're doing pretty good. All right, so now that this is tested, I can move on to the next farm in line, which is the nether tree farm. I've got a space already picked out for it. Just got to do a little bit more clearing of the area. This one's going to be probably the most difficult to build because of all the different components and multiple pistons, observers, and also lots and lots of obsidian. So we'll get this thing going, and then I will catch up with you once we're done building and I can test it. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Right, the nether tree farm is done and it's time to test it out. This is my third test. The first two tests were very unsuccessful as they blew up a big chunk of the left side and lava poured everywhere, but I had to rebuild it and it appears to be working fine now. So I would call this a successful test. And next up we've got the dark oak farm. This will be the last tree farm we got to build. I've already cleared out some area, so let's get to it. Alrighty, farm number 3 is complete. Gonna go ahead and test it now. We've got some dark oak saplings. Really cool feature. You turn on the farm and jump in the minecart. Then once you get 4 saplings down and the tree grows, it drops me down. And once the tree is blown up, lifts me back up. I plant 4 more saplings and just kind of continue the cycle. But it appears to be working perfectly, so now we can mark off the third farm and get to building storage. I've got a massive storage setup coming for you, so here we go. It's going to have 20 shulker box loaders, 4 for cobblestone and then 2 for each tree type. Probably way more than I need, but if I have to tear some down or repurpose it, I can. So here we go. Well, that is a wrap for this episode. I am spent. This has been a massive undertaking, but in the end, I think I am no longer a noob. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. This has been CraftmasterB. Until next time, bye-bye, everyone.